Hello everybody, it's Ole Gamer Joe back with another Media Moogle review. Today lacing up the old cleats for some baseball. Super Mega Baseball 3 in fact, which is available as of May 13th on Steam, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch. Long-running baseball series here actually that fans have definitely loved over the years. It debuted all the way back in 2014, but here in 2020 we have a brand new release. It's an interesting series for me because it certainly has the feel of an arcade-style baseball game, but it also manages to capture the spirit of a more in-depth simulation-style baseball game. The latest edition in the series stays true to its roots, but also offers up some nice refinements that fans both old and new will appreciate. Super Mega Baseball 3 is definitely one of those games that is easy for anyone to pick up and play, but very difficult to master and get really good at. New to this version of the game is an exciting franchise mode, a mode that I think fans have been waiting for a long time. In this mode, you'll have tons of control over your team, players will actually age, you'll have the ability to sign new players, you'll also have the ability to get rid of old players. This is a cool mode for baseball fans that really like to get into the nitty-gritty side of things, and it's a welcome addition for the series. Like many of the game modes in this title, you are allowed to play it online with friends, or also locally with a second player too. Myself being more of the arcade-style sports fan, I did like this mode quite a bit, but it's definitely not for someone like me. It's more for hardcore baseball fans, and it's definitely going to make a lot of people happy, even if it isn't designed specifically for someone like myself. There is also a Pennant race mode available, which I was not able to test out because nobody was playing at the time of this review, but it sounds pretty cool, and it does feature full cross-platform play, so you can play it with anyone regardless of which console they're on. Really nice addition. Or if you're really big into this kind of thing, you can create your own league, which allows for a ton of customization. You're able to name teams, mess around with different fonts. You really have to be impressed with all of the options available to you in Super Mega Baseball 3. This is going to be a game that you can really get deep into if you so choose. But if this worries you and you're a more casual sports arcade-style player like me, fear not, because there is plenty for you to do as well. This game controls well no matter what mode you choose to play, and the swinging really does feel good. I loved having the option to hold down the X button in order to charge up my swing for a more powerful strike, or you can just casually swing with the A button. Pitching is also fun but easy enough for anyone to get into, and you will have to use an aiming reticle after you throw the pitch in order to line it up and kind of trick players as well so they don't exactly know where the ball is going. There are also pickoff and stealing mechanics added to this game if you so wish. Again, casual players will not have to worry about it necessarily, but for those of you that really like to have full control of your baseball game, well, it's here and there's plenty to do and a lot to learn. The fact that any casual player can go up to bat in this game is great, but I also like the fact that they did throw in all of these extra layers for advanced players to experiment with. This, in my experience, was not a home run fest either. I am used to old school games allowing for pretty easy home run hitting, but that was not the case here. You really felt like you had to earn your home runs in this game, and I like that quite a bit. You could also say the same for the pitching, which does feel like it needs to be earned. You can't just throw fastball after fastball and find success in this game, really. So whether you're playing offense or defense, both sides for the most part feel pretty evenly matched and well balanced. There's also a good amount of variety here in terms of how many teams there are, and there's 14 different stadiums to play in, so I definitely never felt like I was bored, and all of the teams have pretty cool colors and personalities to go along with them. I like the fact that by default both male and females were on the teams together, and again, because of the great customizable options throughout this game, you're able to build the team that you want either way. Graphically, the game also returns to its cartoony roots, and it's nothing spectacular to look at, to be honest. In fact, it may look a little dated at this point. I was not a huge fan of the graphics in this game, but I will say that the ability to control in the PC version, the resolution, and some other nice features like how active the crowd is, can allow for players to potentially make this a better looking game, but even at the max settings, which is what I played it at, this is not a spectacular looking title. Despite the fact that I wasn't the biggest fan of the character designs or the overall graphics in this game, I will say that the sound effects are pretty good, and they do feel like you are playing in a baseball stadium, which I guess is the goal of this game. You do have an announcer, the swinging of the bat sounds pretty cool, and of course the crowd noise isn't bad either, so good simulation in regards to actually sounding like a baseball stadium. And I did chuckle at some of the animations that you'll come across, particularly when you peg a character in this game with the baseball. Man, does he take a hit, and sometimes your characters will get pretty angry in this game too and slam down their bats. So for what Super Mega Baseball 3 may not have in terms of graphical power, it does make up for with some charm and personality. Super Mega Baseball 3 never really strikes out though. In fact, it's quite the home run, especially for fans of this series who have been with it from the beginning. You can also tell how much the developer cares about those fans with the inclusion of the ability to upload your data from Super Mega Baseball 2 into this game. That's pretty cool. This is not a baseball game that rewrites the script, but some wonderful additions and some nice touches around the edges really make this the best one in the series so far. And if you're new to the series completely, there's really no reason that I can see to go back to the other two. You can start right here and have a great time right off of the bat, pun intended. Players should be excited to exit the dugout and get out onto the field in Super Mega Baseball 3, a really great baseball title. For more on Super Mega Baseball 3 and all of our other content, head on over to MediaMoogle.net where we have some great podcasts like I Dream of Indie for you to check out. And if you have enjoyed our video coverage today, please do consider subscribing here on YouTube so you can help us bring a voice to the voiceless in gaming. If you really like us, we have 3 wonderful tiers of content over at patreon.com/MediaMoogle, or there is a donation link in the description below if you wish to give us a one-time donation. However you support Media Moogle, thank you so much for doing so.